Hi guys, in this video we're gonna learn on how to create a Money Heist randomizer on Lens Studio. So let's get right into it. Alright, so in this video we're gonna learn on how to create a randomizer using a script. This script was created by Apoc, one of the Lens Studio community contributor, and I will put his YouTube channel link in the description below so you can check his channel. And also I will link the script in the description as well so that you can go and download the project file. So before I could actually go into the script, I want to let you know that the way we're gonna create this randomizer lens today is by actually using a different method where I'm not going to use the same project that you're going to download later, which means later when you download a project file, you will have a project file for yourself. What I've done is that I've exported the whole function for the randomizer. And I'll let you know what I actually exported. So I've exported that, and in this brand new project, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to import that function so that I can keep on putting that function into any project file that I want to, so that it has the flexibility for me to work with. So let's say I'm working with, for example, I'm working with one of those templates and I need to use the randomizer function. I can just export it. Export it from the previous project file and then import it here. So let me just do that thing first. So for me to actually import a file, I just need to right click here and go to import object, and let me just and then I can just drag and drop it. And then once I've dragged and dropped this thing, you can see that this is basically what you will be exporting from the project file itself. Okay, so you will have this whole thing, and this is basically an scene object, and under scene object you have three main scripts: restart random, stop random, and random image controller. So I'll go through each of these things quickly. So restart random is basically to restart the randomizer. So basically every time whenever you want the randomizer, you need to actually use this function. To stop the randomizer, so let's say you want to stop the randomizer maybe when you open your mouth, or maybe you want a tap again, or maybe when you raise your eyebrows. So that's possible using the stop randomizer. However, both of these two functions are being controlled by this random image controller. So what this random image controller does is basically having a settings place for you to actually do the whole tweaking for this randomizer. Alright, so let me go through this thing for the random image controller so you can have an idea. So the first thing that you gotta have is this random image material, and I'll show you what is that. So if we go to the required assets over here, random image material, it's basically a blank material. There's nothing over there. So you need to have that, and then you need to have a trigger name for the stop and also for the start. So start basically referring to the restart random, and then you need to have a hint text. So basically the script was made in a way that so your audience can understand that they can stop the randomizer by opening their mouth, and they also can start the randomizer by tapping the screen. But you can definitely change it to whatever you want. And here you can actually customize pick the time for the delay between the randomizer, and I'll definitely go through all these things when we create. So let me just create a simple one. So I'll go to object panel, add new, and I'm going to look for face image. Alright, now I'm going to look for face image here, and then I'm going to put it here on top of the head. Now here you can see that under image one, the material is basically default. Now I need to change this to random image material, which means it's going to be a blank material, a blank texture. There's nothing. Alright, so once I've done that, now the next thing is basically importing the images. So I have all this few characters from Money Heist, so I'm going to just use all this. Now since I already have all this, what I'm going to do is basically having the random image controllers images. So I'm going to change these values. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to just select all this. Alright, so since now I've added, you can see that it's not changing. And before I could tell you why it's not changing, let me just go through this restart random script over here. Basically we look at this. the script works in a way that you can have a trigger and you can definitely change it to anything you want. Let's say if you want to have a trigger called face event, so every time you open a mouth it randomizes. You can do that thing as well, so you can change any trigger over here. While the response type is basically sending a custom trigger. So custom trigger is basically you have another script that acts as a trigger. So if you want to enable that script, you need to make sure you are triggering it from this script first, so that script is being triggered. So it's like it works that way. So now you need to make sure you can actually tweak this thing, and of course I'm gonna just make it into a tab. And basically if I don't have a touch target over here, that means that I'm gonna tap this whole screen. Okay, but you can, maybe you want to add another image, and then when you tap that image it's gonna randomize, so it's up to you. And for the stop one, I'm going to use mouth open, or maybe I want to use raise eyebrows, so it's up to you. So maybe perhaps I want to use brows raised, so that will be something interesting. Now the important part here is that to remember that the trigger name must be the same as as the one that you have put here in the controller. So if you look at the stop trigger name is random image stop, so that means here should be random image stop. If you change this, then do ensure that you change this as well. All right, okay. Now as you can see, like I told you just now, that there's nothing over here that's working, right? And the reason is very simple. You basically need to add the hint text back to the controller. So how this works, basically if you look at the stop hint text and the start hint text, this is like a text that is being added to this screen whenever someone unlocks your lens. However, you need to make sure that this text is being visible to them, and to make it visible you need to create a screen text. So I'm going to go to object panel here and then click on screen text, and this screen text is basically that the function that is going to be used to display the hint, which is this too. So I'm going to click on hint text object, and then this, and you can see now. So it's already working, right? So basically it just works. So when I tap again, it's basically like it's restarting. So but then it's not stopping, and the reason is very simple, because you only will stop when the brows are like being raised. So I'm going to put it like brows raised over here in the preview panel. Okay, yeah, so it stopped. So now the thing is, if you notice, it says that open your mouth to restart, to stop, and then tap the screen to restart. So you don't want to give a misleading kind of like instruction. So for that, you want to give the stop hint text is going to be open your mouth to stop. So it's going to be raise your eyebrows to stop. See, so that's basically how you can change this. Of course you can change the delay of the randomizer, so you can see it's moving fast over here, and then this is like very slow. And of course, and also you can do that the same thing for the hint show time. I'm gonna put like just 1 second, sorry. Now can you change the size of the text? Of course you can. And also the font, you can also change the font. All you need to do is basically change the font here, the font size here. I'm gonna put 30, and maybe I want to just change the custom font. You can also import your own font. I'm gonna use maybe okay. So you can see, tap the screen to start. So you can definitely change the way the hint is being displayed. At the same time, like changing the way you want to stop the randomizer, and also tapping it again, so you can customize it as how you like it. You don't have to like feel restricted to not customize it. So yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted to cover in this quick tutorial. So hopefully you understood, and let me know if you guys have any questions. So I'll see you in the next video.